Anywhere you go, you belong. Anywhere you say, anywhere.
Okay, what is up, people? Welcome back to another stream. Hope everyone is doing good. Hope everyone had a good weekend. Welcome back. Like always, guys, any comments, any questions, any analysis you want to share, or questions about my analysis, drop it down in the comment section. We'll discuss. If you are new to the stream, please make sure you do subscribe to the channel. It really does help out, and obviously drop a like as well. It helps out the channel, algorithm, all that good stuff. So make sure you go do that as well, and hit the bell so you don't miss out any streams uploads in the future. If you haven't done already, go check out my recommended broker, IC Markets. I do have my affiliate link there. So if you are looking for a broker, feel free to check them out if you want to. And if you're new as well, make sure you go check out the Telegram channel, post my trades, updates, watch list, all the good stuff there. So make sure you go check that out. But yeah, guys, welcome to the stream. Hope everyone's doing good. Tony Gold, welcome. What is up? Welcome back to the stream. Forex, what is up? Hope you're doing good. 1-1, what is that? What do you mean 1-1? Are you saying first the stream? Well, I think Tony Gold beat you to it. 1 second. Okay, Moch, what is up? Welcome back to the stream. Hope you're doing good. NZUSD, we'll take a look, no problem. Boneka, what is up? Welcome to the stream. Good morning. Mazzy, what's up? Good morning, welcome to the stream. Melba, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. UTC ETF, yeah, I've actually just jumped into a long on UTC ETF, so I will go through full breakdown of why I've just entered that trade. I did post it on my Telegram for the trade and the analysis coming into the week as well. The Kingdom Gal, what is up? Morning, welcome to the stream. Hope everyone is doing good. So yeah, I just jumped into USDC ETF position. I will go through NZUSD as well. We'll go through some of the dollar pairs because they do look a little bit interesting. But yeah, so I've entered some longs on USDCHF. Again, we were looking at this one coming into the week. So if I quickly jump on the old trading view profile, feel free to check me out on trading view if you haven't done it already as well. Link in the description to that. But USDCHF, we're looking at some longs coming into the week. So this was the analysis, looking for a push down to this level. I wasn't too sure if we're actually going to see that retracement all the way back down to retest this area, because obviously price was trading there, it was consolidating. I did have a an inkling that price was probably going to respect the support and maybe continue without me. But we did see a break to the downside, and price come and test the support, was resistance, beautifully a couple of times there. Did have a bit of a fake out, and now we're looking for the retest of that level with the 0.5 fib as well. Didn't quite test the trend line, so that's kind of like the only thing that was missing about the setup. But nonetheless, it came to a really good area and a really nice 4H candle. I did miss the hourly entry. I would have looked to enter on the hourly time frame on that candle, but I did miss it. Unfortunately, price, when I got to my computer, was already pushing to the upside. So I just said I'll wait for the 4H, see how that candle closes. Closed really nice, big bullish candle. Looking for a push back to highs at 0.94250, and then looking for a push back to 0.95273, which is one of those significant highs there on the left. We've had a really nice breakout of this descending channel here. Let me actually draw from the wick. So yeah, we've had a breakout of this descending channel here, and now we're looking for a reversal. Pretty much, that's all we're looking for. Very, very simple. Again, I did do a video about market behavior and talking about price action that looks like this. So go check that out if you haven't done already on my Forex education playlist. But normally when we see corrective price action like this and the descending channel, we do expect to see eventually a big move to the upside. So that's kind of what we're looking to trade. It's a bit of a corrective breakout. I like it. We had a bit more momentum. Again, nothing's quite perfect. So this is the current position I'm in on the 4H candle. Really nice bullish engulfing for the entry signal, and then looking for a push back to the highs there, and obviously back to those highs. So this is definitely, a full-blown swing trade. It's going to take its time to play out. If it does play out, of course. You can obviously take a loss. Stop loss is just underneath the level. Nothing too crazy with the stop loss placement. But yeah, if it does play out, it's going to take its time to play out, because again, it's the 4H time frame. If you see one swing, it might even take 2-3 days just to get to that level there. So it's going to have to be patient with this one. But it's a really nice opportunity. Fits the plan very, very well. Good confluence, good entry signal as well. So we'll see how this one shapes up for USDCHF. So I'm still pretty bullish on the dollar. DXY is not looking the best, but price hasn't broken through any significant structure yet. So I'm still pretty bullish with the DXY and with dollar. So most dollar pairs like Euro USD, AUD USD, Pound USD, still expecting more downside. And actually reminds me, I'm still in my Pound USD position as well. This one just been moving kind of sideways. It's pretty much in consolidation. So right now I'm just kind of hoping it breaks to the downside, because if I wasn't in the trade, I would not be looking to trade Pound USD whatsoever right now. But yeah, we did hop in last week to this one. So entries on this bearish engulfing, stop loss just above the high after we double topped into that resistance there. So if it dropped to the 4H, this is the trade that we had from last week, looking for a push into these lows here. So yeah, if I wasn't in this trade, I will not be looking at Pound USD whatsoever. The fact that we've had a pretty aggressive bounce at this level, shows that, okay, we successfully retested this level 3 times. Had 2 successful retests of that resistance. I'm not really in the mood to be trading markets consolidating like this. So yeah, with Pound USD, I'm still in the position. I'm going to see out the trade, of course. I don't really have anything in my plan that says just to exit the trade because it's doing this. So I have to see out the trade. It could take me out break even. I already secured some partials here and here. So if it does take me out break even, it'll still be a small win. But we're still looking for a move all the way back down to these lows for that big double top we had a few weeks ago. So we're looking for price to come back and retest the neckline. So hopefully we can see some pound weakness or some dollar strength that sets this one off. But yeah, it's been sideways, been testing the patience. It does help because I have taken some partials off, so kind of counteracts the kind of sitting and waiting, because at least I am realizing some gains. But yeah, you just got to see it out and see what happens with Pound USD, but still looking for a move back down to 1.185 for this guy. And yeah, I hopped into USDCHF, and the only reason why I did hop into USDCHF is because Pound USD was a break even. So doesn't mean I have 2 full trades, full risk on dollar. Pound USD is already risk off the table, profit already secured. USDCHF, I can now hop into this one, full risk, looking for a push to the upside. So we'll see how these trades play out. But yeah, still pretty bullish on dollar. I'll take a look at NZUSD now, since you did request that one. So NZUSD, I'm kind of still not really too sure about this one. It is still rolling over, still seeing lower lows and lower highs. So the structure, it's there. It's bearish, but I just don't like how it's moving. It's very, very, very corrective. And again, I speak a lot about price action like this, and I don't really like to trade it. Doesn't really give me good results. It's a little bit difficult to trade. There's a lot of wicks, a lot of waiting around. So I kind of stay away from price action like this. So even though, yes, the market is making these lower highs, we came back and double topped that resistance there, and we've been forming some lower highs since. You're probably best to be dropping to maybe the 30, 50 minute to find some trades here. You can see we are forming these lower highs. Even this move's getting a little bit corrected now. But yeah, retest of that structure would have been a nice short this morning around 7 a.m. UK time. And yeah, push back down to these lows will make a lot of sense. So if you are looking to trade NZUSD, again, I'll probably drop to 30-minute time frame for some entries, or even 15-minute maybe. But it does look like the market is starting to print these lower highs here on the hourly. So if you can get a retest of that, did not mean to set an alert. So if you can get a retest of that, we can probably get a nice move to the downside into this level. At best, probably a push back down to these lows here as well. But yeah, I just don't really like the structure of NZUSD. It's very, very corrective. We're seeing a lot of wicks all over the shop, and price is kind of just flirting with this level here on the left. It's not too sure if it wants to hold the level or break through the level. Potentially looks like it might be breaking through, but it's hard to tell. And this is a very, very key level of support. Gave us a very strong move to the upside, which started that big bullish move there. Now the market's kind of just dancing above and below that same level. So for me, I'm not a big fan of NZUSD. If I had to pick a direction, it would be to the downside because of the structure we're seeing. But in terms of the opportunities it's presenting, it's not really high quality, at least for my analysis anyway. On the lower time frames, it looks a little bit better, I'd have to say, but 4H, nah. So yeah, if you're looking at this one, you probably want to focus your entries here. At least you can give a safe stop loss above these highs. Anywhere here, your stop loss is a little bit risky. Above there, it's fairly safe, because if price is pushing past that, it's most likely price actually going to start a bullish trend anyway. So a stop loss above there looks safe, and targets, you got that prior low there at 0.61750, and you've also got the lows here as well at 0.614. So that's kind of my outlook there for NZUSD, but yeah, definitely not the biggest fan of NZUSD at the moment. It could change. We could see some momentum come back. I mean, AUSD has been ripping to the downside recently. I was actually expecting that one to have a bigger pullback, but that one dumped. Anyway, so we'll take a look at some more pairs. Morning, Phronesis, what is up? Hope you're doing good. Stavros, NZD CAD, we'll take a look. UAUD, no problem. The Bone, what is up? Can you take a look at USD? Sure. Gold, we'll take a look. What's up, King C? Hope you are good. Yeah, it has been a while. I hope you've been good, man. Welcome back to the stream. Any trades you're in? Anything you're looking at? Anything taking your fancy? But we'll start with NZD CAD, UAD. Then we're going to take a look at some dollar pairs after. Okay, so NZD CAD, I was looking at this one on my weekly analysis. If you haven't checked it out, feel free to go and do so. But yeah, NZD CAD, I did say some buys for this one look decent coming into the week. I was specifically talking about this level here, which we did break through. It looks like the market's trying to retest it. I mean, we're throwing some really exaggerated wicks here to the upside for NZD CAD, but I did say some buys might look good from this level at the start of the week. The level didn't hold. We had some really nice rejections, but we didn't hold. The market did break through. NZD CAD, I'm still pretty much bearish bias, so I'm not interested in the buys. I'm more interested in the sell opportunities. See if you can get a bigger pullback for this one. You back into this area. Similar opportunity to pound CAD from last week. If I go to pound CAD quickly, you can see pound CAD gave us these really nice lower highs here. 1, 2, and 3. Catch some nice sells there. That's kind of what I'm looking at for. Hey, thank you so much, Isaac, for subscribing. Much appreciated. But yeah, same thing for NZD CAD as well. Looking for a push into that sort of area. Get that third lower high. And then looking for a move to the downside. So this is still my main focus for NZD CAD. But I said there might be some temporary buys to the upside first to get us there, and then we might roll over. But yeah, the market broke through that. Looks like we're having a retest. Overall, I wouldn't really look to do too much here. I'm still bearish bias, but I'd only sell up there. I wouldn't look for a retest here to go short. Price action is very, very corrective. We've had this huge impulsive move breaking through structure as well. It's not the best selling opportunity to get involved with. So with NZD CAD, I think the best bet is to see if we can get back above this. This may just be a fake out to the downside. Thank you so much, David, for subscribing. So yeah, this might be a fake to the downside. So if you can recover and get back above, we might see the nice buy opportunity which I was talking about on my weekly analysis, start to come into fruition, and then we can see that follow through to the upside, and then we can get our shorts back down again. So with NZD CAD, I will be patient with this one. It's a little bit messy, so we need to see prices actually going to clear back above that support level. And if it does get back above, I think buys would be looking good again. But this may just be a fake out, because a lot of people would have their stop losses here. Huge move down, price might just recover back above that. So yeah, I'll keep an eye out for NZD CAD. There might be some short-term buy opportunities to take it back up, at least back into the resistance here. Doesn't necessarily have to be all up to 0.856, but a nice little short-term buy into the swing high makes a lot of sense. So yeah, keep an eye on that for NZD CAD. But for me, I'm going to be staying patient, looking for the shorts, and again, that might not materialize until end of the week or even next week potentially. So we'll have to stay patient for that. But I'm not really interested in the buys just yet for this one. Hopefully that makes sense. Let me know what you are looking at for NZD CAD. You're looking to buy, sell, or you just monitoring. Yeah, Euro AUD flew to the upside. Unfortunately, didn't really was able to take advantage of this pair. We had a gap to the upside on market open, and from that gap, the market was gone. It was flying. This is one of the pairs that I was looking at coming into the week. One of my top 5 setups that I gave out. So if I drop to the trading view profile, you can see Euro AUD over here. Was looking for the retest, similar opportunity to USDC Chef, looking for the pullback onto the 50 of the fib, retesting some key structure, and then looking for some longs for that next higher low. However, this one just decided, yeah, I don't want to pull back, and I'm just going to fly, and that's exactly what I did. Smash through that resistance. So yeah, for Euro AUD, I'm still bullish bias, but I need some pullbacks. There's nothing for me to do up at these prices. Have we taken out that high? We've almost even taken out that high as well. We're testing it right now. So I suppose maybe for Euro AUD, some of you will be looking at some short opportunities here, which does make sense. Obviously, it's a strong level. Price did reject this very, very strongly to the downside. Did start a pretty nice bearish trend. So yeah, it's not a bad place to sell from. But again, as a trend trader, as a person who likes to follow momentum in the market, not go against it, this is not an opportunity that I would classify as a high quality opportunity in my trading. This is more of a reversal type trade, and a type of trade that I do stay away from. So with Euro AUD, yes, it's at a good place. There's not much confluence here other than, yes, we're at resistance here. So this is not an opportunity that I would advocate to take in my trading. For me, I would only be looking to buy this pair. Hence, I'll be looking for pullbacks. Didn't get the pullback onto this level, unfortunately, but we might get a retest of this structure here. So I'll be much happier to take buys here than looking to sell from this level here. Not to say that the sell won't work and we can't see some downside. It's a strong level, we could react with it, but it's just not an opportunity that is fit for my trading plan or my trading style. So yeah, for Euro AUD, some sells could be there. 1.59, I'll probably recommend drop to the hourly just to maximize that risk reward. And wait for a good, a rejection, shift in momentum, because right now the bulls are very strong. We're not really seeing much rejection here. You can see we had a small bearish candle there, big wick to the downside. So the market is it's not really rejecting this level just yet. So keep an eye for that. But the better opportunity for me would be some pullbacks down to 1.58, retest that level. Then we can look to see if we can catch that next swing to the upside. Again, very, very simple. Take it back to highs. Maybe we might go higher, but that looks like a good trade to take advantage of. But yeah, Euro AUD had a bullish bias coming into the week. Unfortunately, just not enough of a pullback for me to trade it. I mean, there wasn't really any pullback. So even if you were in the lower time frames, you probably wouldn't have caught the buy unless you're already in the buy from last week. But yeah, that's kind of my outlook for Euro AUD. We'll go through some dollar pairs. We'll go through Euro USD. We'll take a look at gold as well. We'll go through AUD USD too. Pound NZD, Sanket will take a look, no problem. Euro NZD will take a look as well. I'm going to sell on AUD/USD 1.05. Nice. Last time I looked at AUD/USD was dropping like it's hot. That one was falling because AUD is very, very weak, and NZD is not really is not really following suit. Normally AUD and NZD, their weakness and their strength is quite similar. And hence why AUD/USD does consolidate a lot. But right now AUD is very, very weak, and NZD is a little bit weak too. But AUD is definitely doing all the hard work, as you can see now, absolutely plummeting to the downside. So really nice trade there, King C. Really nice trade, catching that nice lower high. What's your targets for the trade, or are you just going to let this one run and trail stop loss, or something like that? But anyway, momentum's looking good, structure's looking good. Good chance we'll probably make it down to this prior low here. Maybe some lows down there as well. But yeah, I have to say it's a very, very nice position. Okay, so we're going to take a look at some dollar pairs, like I said. So Euro USD, gold. Take a look at AU as well. So yeah, Euro USD is still sell buys for me, but I'm not seeing a good opportunity. I can have a bias in the market, but not necessarily an opportunity to trade it. There's two different things, and I used to confuse them a lot before. Just because I had a bias on a pair, I thought to myself I have to try and find a trade for it. But looking back, you just don't. You just wait for good opportunities. Sure, you're allowed to have a bias. You're allowed to have expectations. But you want to have a good opportunity, and that's what we're looking for as traders, good opportunities. And Euro USD for me is an okay opportunity. It's so far retesting some structure here. It was price support, term resistance here as well. This is a good area where potentially you could form a lower high and come back down if we can get a successful double top. We have broken through bullish structure here on the left, a long time ago now, breaking through that structure. So I do expect more downside, and I am expecting a push into this structure here at 1.05. So that's still my target for Euro USD. But like I said, I'm just not seeing a very high probability opportunity. The buy I've got on UCCHF has a lot more confluence and a lot more technicals going for it, which is why I've taken this trade here. But at the end of the day, I'm still looking for dollar strength. So whether I'm buying USDCHF or selling Euro USD, they're very, very similar trades. One might play out better than the other, based on the strength between Euro and CHF, but I'm pretty much taking advantage of the same opportunity. And for USDCHF, there's a lot more going for me than Euro USD. Hence why I'm trading USDCHF and not Euro USD, but still the same thing really. So if we can hold this structure here at 1.06800, I do expect a drop to the downside. I was actually expecting us to continue last week, but we had this crazy pullback. And now we're retesting the same structure. So for me, for Euro USD, I'm still looking at that next major lower high forming. And as long as we can hold that structure there, I'm looking at the next major target to 1.05. And you can just look at some of these minor lows as well. These lows here can make some good targets too. If you don't want to push the trade all the way back down to these lows here, these lows here are still good targets to have, take profit at, manage your trade from, go break even, whatnot. You guys can decide that with your personal trading. But yeah, Euro USD in terms of direction, I'm still looking at a lot more downside for this one. And overall target, overall swing target, I'm looking at 1.05 there. So if you're looking to get involved with Euro USD, that's a good 4H entry there. You can enter on that 4H candle, stop loss above. I know a lot of you probably prefer to get onto the lower time frames to maximize your risk reward and whatnot, which again is perfectly fine. So you probably want to wait for price either to retest the structure so you can maximize your risk rewards, or wait for price maybe to push through and form some lower highs to get involved. So you can take some shorts, something like this, something like that, and then take advantage of the trade like that, which of course we need a lot more development before we start looking for trades like that. So for Euro USD, unless you're already in the trade or you're looking to getting on the 4H, you're going to have to be a little bit patient. But in terms of direction and what I'm looking for Euro USD, I'm looking for a lot more downside for this one. And I'm looking for a test of 1.05 down there. Gold, let's see what's happening with gold. Gold's seen some downside here. So gold's interesting. I'm looking to long gold, but I'm only looking to long gold from down here. So I'm actually looking at a lot more downside for gold before I start considering any longs. We have broken through some bullish structure here on the left, seeing some new highs. So that's what I did like about gold. Obviously, we were retesting the key level at 1800, 1810, which was this key level here on the weekly. Really huge level of support here on the left, big support there, resistance, and now we're looking for that market to hold that level again as support, and from that we're looking for a bit of a bullish trend. However, we need to see that higher low start to form. We've got the break of structure, we've got a nice impulsive move, we've got a nice double bottom down there, so we are ticking a lot of boxes now for gold longs, but I'm not looking at an opportunity to get involved just yet. I did say I wasn't keen to take the break and retest of this level here. A reason I said that is because the breakout is not big enough, it's too shallow. When I talk about taking breakouts and I talk about taking just generally breakouts and break and retest trades, I always advocate making sure that the breakout is strong and with a lot of momentum, and it clears the level by some distance as well. Those typically are the best breakouts. These breakouts here can easily be turned into fake outs. Reason being, we could just break to the upside, we haven't really cleared it by much, and we can just roll back over. If the market was to break through the level like so and really push through, then this pullback here will most likely just be a retest. The odds are a lot in our favor in this type of instance. When we get a really big push, these are the type of opportunities that give a lot of fake outs, because they only just about clear it, just enough to take people's stop losses above here, just to resurface and go back underneath the same level. So that's why I wasn't a big advocate of looking to go long in this level, and I would only be looking for a retest here, try and give us that inverse head and shoulder, left head and then right shoulder down there, and look for long opportunities. So for me, 1824 is my only kind of valid area that I would look to go long from, and I'll just have to be patient for a move there. And it kind of does fit the plan as well from what I'm expecting for dollar. I'm expecting more strength for dollar. Kind of does translate to a bigger retracement for gold as well. So yeah, for gold, this is what I'm looking at. We'll monitor this level here for some long opportunities, and targets probably just take it back either to this level or back to where we came from into that resistance there and call it a day. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at for gold. If you're looking at sells, you probably won't wait for price to break underneath this level here first. So if you can get back underneath, then like I said, this will be a fake out. Probably catch some nice shorts on the retest of the level. So fake out, break back underneath, retest the level, and then yeah, you can look to sell to the downside. And this would be a nice little target to sell towards, and that's where I'm looking to see if I can buy gold back up again. So yeah, shorts and buys both look pretty good, but obviously for the sells you want price to get back underneath, and the buyers I would only be interested down around 1826 to 1824 areas. And AUSD is actually melting. This one I wasn't expecting. This one we were actually consolidating at the end of the week, and I was thinking, okay, so AUSD, we've had a really nice rip to the downside. It might be time for a bit of retracement. The market's already had some really nice lower highs. If I whip out the old trend line, you can see connecting these major lower highs here. We got one over there. That was a higher high. Then we broke through some structure, taking out some key lows. Then we start forming these lower highs, and I said, okay, because we've got the consolidation, market's throwing some wicks to the downside, we might push up higher this week to come back lower maybe the following week or sometime later. I was just expecting a deeper pullback, but obviously not. AUD is very, very weak. Dollar's a little bit strong, but I think the main driving force between this one is definitely AUD weakness. And we've had a really nice break of that consolidation. So this here was the target I gave out last week for AUSD, and it looks like we're not too far away from that. So with this trend line still holding put, still rejecting price pretty strongly, if you are looking to short this one, you want to wait for a pullback and a retest of that structure there, and then you can probably find some really nice entries to take advantage of, or maybe the hourly time frame, because this is the level that I'm expecting price to at least go and test before maybe we have a deeper pullback later on. So yeah, AUSD for me, the lower highs and low lows are consistent. We've just got a really nice impulsive breakout of that low there, of the consolidation of the range, and that trend line is still holding put. So if you can get a retest of both of those areas around this point here on the hourly time frame, or maybe in 30 minutes if you want to maximize risk reward a little bit more, 0.66400 looks like a good place to take some profit and and call it a day. Because again, even though we are breaking to the downside with good momentum, the market is still quite corrective and it is still showing signs that we might be looking for a deeper retracement at a later date. So it's not necessarily a trade that I would advocate, pushing too far. This level is a sensible place to secure profit, or at least take some partials and maybe go break even. So yeah, for AUSD, still expecting more downside. Euro USD expecting more downside, and for the time being, gold as well, expecting more downside for that one too. Okay, so let's go through some more comments. So pound NZD we'll take a look at. Euro NZD, similar pairs we'll go through. Zesty, what is up? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. Jezreel, what is up? Euro USD, so yeah, like I said, for Euro USD, still looking at a short bias for that one. Only if we do hold that level. If we start breaking through this level for Euro USD, then I'll probably fold my arms and probably just reanalyze the pair altogether and see where we can go from there. Because at that point, we're actually getting some higher highs and higher lows, as you can see. And if you start breaking through that, we could actually start a bit of a bullish trend. I'm not too sure how high we can go. Maybe retest some structure up there that we never retested. So yeah, if Euro USD starts breaking through this level here, 0.06850, that's where I'll start becoming a bit more neutral and just become a spectator and just see what happens really for Euro USD before I start throwing out more biases and throwing out some more targets. Henrique, what is up? NCC Chef, we'll take a look. Good, I think, good selling opportunity. Okay, we'll take a look. Moy, what is up? I am doing good. How are you? Welcome to the stream. EA Euro UD, is that what you're talking about? Thanks so much, Alexander, for subscribing. Yeah, guys, if you are enjoying the stream, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. It does really help out. Obviously, if you want to stay in the loop, make sure you subscribe so don't miss out on any streams or uploads in the future. Zesty, gold, and pound. Yeah, we'll go through some of the JPY pairs because I actually was looking at a few coming into the week. NZJPY. I was looking at ADJPY, but that completely broke structure. I was looking at pound yen as well. Still am looking at pound yen. So we'll go through some of their pairs too. USD ZAR, that's an interesting little pair. Haven't looked at that in a while. We'll take a look. Dance with Wolves, missed a few good trading opportunities. How do you monitor your trading plan? Just good old staring at charts, writing them down. What do you think is the most effective monitoring? Oh, that's a good question, to be fair. But I can tell you the answer is definitely not good old staring at the charts. That would definitely drive you crazy. Luckily on TradingView, you actually got a pretty good system, alert system, where you can just place alerts for certain areas. And that's personally what I use to monitor my charts. In the morning, I'll do my analysis or just keep up to date with what the market's done, because I've already done most of my analysis on the weekend. So most of my analysis during the week is just basically monitoring what I've done on the weekend. But anyway, so I take a look at the markets in the morning, and then any markets that look promising for that day is I'll just set alerts. I'll set alerts. If I'm looking for a specific zone, I'll set an alert, and when that alert is triggered, then I'll start looking for my entries. And I enter on the hourly time frame. Sometimes I do enter on the 4H, like for example my UTC Jeff trade. I'm on the 4H for that one, but most of my entry is on the hourly. So when my alert gets triggered, I'll monitor every hourly candle closure since that alert is triggered to see if I can get an entry signal. So if I get an alert and it's like, say it's like 8:30, and then I'll come back to the charts around about 8:50, 8:55 to see how that hourly candle closed. If it gives me a good entry signal, then I'll take a trade. If I don't get an alert, then I just assume price is just not in my entry area, so I just go about my day. But yeah, monitoring is definitely important, because obviously if you don't monitor correctly, you will miss opportunities, just like you said. But yeah, alerts is my best friend, pretty much. I do check the markets every so often as well. Every like 3 hours, I will have a little sneak peek, see what the market is doing. But alerts tell me that, okay, price is now in my zone, in my area of interest. Now I need to start looking for some entries. And because I enter the hourly time frame, I just look at regular hourly intervals to see how it closes, which is beneficial to me, because if I drop to the 15-minute chart, the 5-minute chart, I'd have to be looking every 15 or every 5 minutes. So that's one of the cons of trading the lower time frames. You have to be a little bit more glued to your screen. Hourly chart, regular hour intervals are not too bad, or 4 hour chart, regular 4H intervals is very easy to go about. But yeah, alerts is how I go by monitoring my charts. I hit my hourly TP, H4 TP, my daily is at 1.075 and 0.682. Let's take a look. 1.07525, 07525. Okay, that's coming into this low here, and 0.06862, 0.6862, 862. Okay, that's around about here-ish then. Nice. I mean, it's looking good. Thank you so much, Hero, for subscribing. It's looking good, King City. The momentum's really good. Snapping through that low with a lot of momentum is a really good sign. We probably might see some retracement soon, but yeah, in terms of probability of hitting this low, is pretty high. So yeah, hopefully we can smash those targets for you. Okay, so anyway, let's take a look at some pairs. So we'll go through pound NZD, euro NZD, since I did read those out first. And we'll go through NZD CHF and some yen pairs too. Okay, so pound NZD and euro NZD. Pound NZD, I was talking about some shorts for this one coming into the week. Some shorts coming into the week on my weekly analysis, because we had a really nice impulsive break to the downside last week, which is this move here. Really impulsive move to the downside, breaking through some structure on the left, seeing some new lows. So subsequently, we're looking at lower highs for me. We're looking at a potential new lower high for potential move back down again. So the opportunity that I gave out on my weekly analysis was a push back down to that support level. And the zone I was talking about was this area here, which is a really nice fib level, and also a really nice level in the hourly time frame as well. You can see we're testing that 0.5 zone there, and also was support there in the hourly briefly before we broke through with a lot of momentum. So pound NZD shorts look good. If we can come back up, double top that could be a nice little entry signal. Come back and retest the high there. You can look to enter some trades there on the hourly time frame. So you can get a nice little entry like so, stop loss above, something like that, and then get some entries there to the downside. And obviously this could be your target, or even the consolidation up here, top of that level could be a nice little target to have as well at 1.92800. But this is kind of the trade opportunity that I will be looking for pound NZD, a retest of that structure and then the rollover. Because essentially all we're looking for is the lower high. We've broken through structure, seen some new lows. Now we're looking for a lower high. Next new target will be that prior low. If you want to push the trade further, feel free. There's some lows here we can look to test as well. But 0.92 is definitely a key level, so it's a smart place to take some profit at. But yeah, you probably have to wait for some entries on the hourly there, because right now we're kind of trading in the middle of nowhere. So if you can see another push ups, another some good signs of rejection, look for some nice entry confirmations, stop loss above the zone. And yeah, you got the pick of the bunch for your targets. You can look for 1.92800, 1.92, 1.912, depending on your risk rewards and what you're looking for from your winners. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at for pound NZD. More downside for this one, but first you do want to see a little bit of a pop to the upside to get your entries if you're not already in the trade, of course. And then yeah, looking for some continuation back down to where we came from. Okay, so we're going to take a look at USD next, and I'll take a look at NZD after. USD, so similar pair to pound NZD, so they both kind of rallied to the upside pretty aggressively. As you can see, pound NZD, pretty nice push. USD doing that as well. So USD is kind of still correctively moving to the upside. We're still seeing a bunch of higher highs and higher lows here. As you can see, the structure is very prominent. We can all make out that bullish structure there, so that bullish market is still alive. So buys would look good on retest of some structure. Preferably this level would look good. This level would look good because that's obviously the last resistance we had before we broke through with momentum. And we do have a trend line running through the market here as well, connecting those higher lows. So a retest of this structure would actually be a very decent opportunity depending on the entry signal we can get. And obviously a pushback to highs would be the most obvious place to target, take your profit at, and start managing the trade. If you want to push it further, feel free, but that's obviously a sensible target to have. Another level that does grab my interest is this resistance here, which looks like the market is just about tapped into it. I do prefer this level here because it's deeper down, it's better, it's got better confluence, and we do have this fib level here, 0.786, or actually no, 0.618. So this level here is definitely definitely level that has a lot more confluence and is the better level to trade from. But we might not get the retracement down there. You know, sometimes we look at levels where we've got good confluence, everything's looked good, but the market just doesn't retrace enough to get there, and it goes without us, which is perfectly fine. You know, you're not going to always get the opportunity that you're after. But nonetheless, this is a level that you could start looking for some trades at. You know, if this level here fails, you take a loss, you get back in, potentially make back your profits and then some. So overall, you'll probably be net positive. But yeah, if you're wanting for quality trades and your patience is good, then I would suggest just wait it out to see if you can get a push into 1.71. If not, you can probably have a stab at this level. You know, it was really nice resistance there. We've broken through, now potentially using it as support. So you can have a stab at that level there as well. Yeah, this would definitely be the level that I'll be focusing on, down at 1.71, and even lines up with a really nice psychological level as well. So yeah, for pound NZD, the bias here is definitely bullish. Consistent structure, higher highs and higher lows. I really like this level here down at 1.71. Good confluence with the level. And if you can get some good entries there with some nice wicks to the downside, that will make a lovely trading opportunity. But yeah, we might not get there. We might just retest this level and continue higher. So keep an eye on both levels. But for me, that is definitely the better level to trade from. So yeah, that's the kind of thesis there for Euro NZD. I'll take a look at NZD CHF next. NZD CHF, where are you? That one melted to the downside. Yeah, I was looking at that one yesterday and I was a little bit baffled. Was not expecting that. The market came right back down into the support level. With NZD, I'm not really looking to do too much with it. I do have a bearish bias. I do see the market rolling over. I'm looking at the higher time frames here. You can see a lovely bearish trend here since March last year. So pretty much a year we've been heading to the downside here on the daily. Consistent lower highs. We formed a really nice double top here. Market created resistance once. We tested the structure again. Fell to the downside. Thank you so much, Mars Travels. Probably said that wrong, but thank you so much for subscribing. So yeah, we formed the double top there, and since then we broke through these lows here, retested some support down the left, and seen some nice downside. So I do have a bearish bias, but we're just not in a good place to sell. And right now, actually at an area of support, which the market is starting to reject quite heavily now. So with NZD-CHF, I'm not really seeing a clear-cut opportunity. Potentially, you've got a bit of a head and shoulder here. I think it's a bit of a reach. It does make sense because obviously you've got the left shoulder here, the head, and then potentially the right shoulder. But I don't think it's the best opportunity based on how the market is moving as a whole. So yeah, it's not nothing that I would probably look at in my personal trading. It could potentially play out, but it's just not a trade that I would look at. So with NZD-CHF, I'm kind of just waiting for more price action, some more development before I look for some trades. Because again, we're looking for high probability trades. We're not looking for just any trade setup just because we think the market will go down or we think it will go up. There's no sustainability in that. And with NZD-CHF, it's not a bad opportunity. It's just not a good one. And there's a big difference between that. There's a big difference. So if you're keen to trade it, keep an eye on the level because we might get some hefty rejection there, which could line up for some nice shorts. Thank you, Darko, for subscribing. So it could line up for some nice shorts. But yeah, if I'm gonna be completely honest, I would wait for some more price action, some more highs and lows to be created, and some more momentum because we've had a really strong impulse up, strong impulse down. The market is unsure here in the 4H as to which way it wants to go. We want to be seeing some impulses, corrections, and impulses, and then okay, that tells us that okay, we've got bullish structure here. Let's wait for some more pullbacks, and we can buy that up. And we've got clarity in that market structure. Whereas here, it's a little bit 50-50. So if you're keen to trade it, keep an eye on that level. If not, I would recommend just moving to a different pair or waiting patiently for some more price action to print. Okay, so we'll take a look at pound yen. We'll go through a couple yen pairs as well. USD ZAR for Phronesis, we'll take a look as well. Anton, on our better overview and conclusion, Euro gone down already. Euro on 50 days SMA, if it goes to 200 days SMA, potentially it could do. I focus a lot of my analysis on the 4H time frame. I do look at the hourly a lot as well, but it's mainly for entries. Most of my structure, most of my just mapping out structure, mapping out highs and lows and key levels, and looking at areas of confluence and where I'm going to enter is all based on the 4H time frame. And it's not because the 4H time frame is like a secret magical time frame. It's just that the 4H time frame is a good pace for me. It's not too slow. It's not too quick. It kind of maps out the week's trading price action quite well. So it kind of gives me a nice inch-week format to trade in. And then I sometimes, or most of the time, drop to the hourly time frame to trade the 4H just to maximize my risk to rewards. Sometimes I will take it on the 4H time frame, like my USDC Chef trade I just hopped into. But yeah, the 4H is the time frame I focus 90% of my energy on. It could have been the hourly, could have been the daily, but for me, the 4H is a good soft spot for me. I'm on a 5-week winning streak. Hope it continues. Nice, King C. Keep it up. Keep it up. Sankit, I'm short on pound and SD. Should I hold? It's up to you, mate. It's up to you, according to your plan. Again, don't dump into trades that you don't know what you're going to do. You don't know what you can do because it makes no sense in the long run. Because, again, you're not here to make quick money. If you are, you're going to lose quick money. You're here to trade and sustainably take money from the market. So you need to have a plan in place. And if you do have a plan, but you just want to ask me what should you do, my answer is just follow the plan that you have in place. If you don't have a plan, the best thing to do is just take your profit and move on and focus on a trade that you actually do have a plan for, because you're just going to be very, very emotional. And being emotional is definitely the best thing to do in the markets, because it could turn losing. You can maybe hold that position, it gets worse and worse and worse, or maybe it drops 100 pips, everything's looking good, you don't take profit because you think it will continue further and price reverses back against you. So the biggest lesson you can learn is have a plan in place. Again, this is my analysis for pound NZD. I'm looking for a pushback down here. That's not 100%. I could be completely wrong. The market could fly all the way to the upside. But this is what I'm looking at on the 4H time frame. So entries up there look good, stop loss above the level, and shorts into that level look good. And this is like a good place to secure some partials, have a first TP on. It will make a lot of sense into 1.92837. So again, if you have a plan, just exit the trades and plan a trade out from start to finish, and build up some good habits. Because if you don't have a plan, there's no point asking me what's going to happen, because sometimes I'll be right, sometimes I'll be wrong. But you need to find some consistency within your trading. Roland, what's up? Good morning. Welcome to the trades. AUD by Asian session to trade. Not sure what you mean by that. AUD is good to trade in the Asian session, since that's when it moves. It moves the most typically. It's an Asian currency, so it would make sense. We'll go take a look at euro. So we'll take a look at pound, yen, euro, yen. We'll go through some yen pairs. No problem, Jezreel. Happy to help. I'm in FX. Hi, man. How are you? I'm doing good. Found the side of the market from the weekly chart. Found the side of the market. How you found the side of the market from the weekly chart? I'm not sure what you mean by that. How you found the side of the market? Found the side of the... I'm not too sure what you mean by that. Found the side of the market. I have no idea. If you want to rephrase that, I'll answer your question, but I'm clueless at the moment. Pound USD, Kaiser will take a look as well, no problem. Tasha, keep an eye on EuroCAD and EURAD for sell. Can you please take a look? Okay, we'll go through them as well. A bunch of comments to go through. Okay, so first let me take a look at USD ZAR. We'll go through some yen pairs as well. Pound yen, euro yen. We'll go through USD ZAR too. That was requested earlier. So pound yen was another pair that I gave out on my my Telegram, and on TradingView as well for the week. Looking at the best opportunities for the week, pound yen was one of them. As you can see here, looking for the retest of that structure there. We had some really nice higher lows, 1, 2, 3. Looking for the fourth one. Price was kind of consolidating for a few days here, so I'm not really looking to get involved within that consolidation. More range play, and I'm looking for trending market conditions. So I want price to actually break lower, maybe take some stop losses out here to the downside. Test that support level there at 161.954, more or less 162. And then if I can get a good entry signal, I'll be looking for some longs for a push basically back to highs. I'll probably take profit at some of these levels here because that high there, we've had this really impulsive retracement, which is not a healthy sign in the market. So we might actually come back to revisit those highs. But theoretically, if structure is going to continue, you would expect to see a move back to where we came from. So that's the opportunity I'm looking at for pound yen. Obviously, at the moment, that consolidation has basically just continued, so there is no clear-cut opportunity for me to get involved just yet. So I'm still going to keep an eye out for pound yen longs, but I do want price to break lower, and this is the opportunity that I'm looking at. It's pretty clear, nothing fancy about it, and we do have a range here where there will be some stop losses just here and some stop losses just here. So I'm looking for price to take those stop losses, test my level, and then look for a push to the upside, and that will give me a really nice entry signal. Well, if it does give me a nice entry signal, then I'll look to go long, and that will be a really nice trade with good confidence, and I'll be looking for a push back to where it came from, back to that resistance, and that resistance there. Those will probably be my TPs on the way up. So yeah, that's the plan for pound yen. Looking for some buys for this one. I'm not looking to do anything in that consolidation. It's way too messy. Might be something on the lower time frames trading within that consolidation, but that's just not really something I advocate. We're looking for trends, or at least I'm looking for trends, and in that range there, it's kind of just 50-50. So I'm looking for us to break lower first, test this level here around 162. If I can get a good rejection, I'll look to enter, and then yeah, this is kind of the plan that I'm looking at for pound yen before we move back to that resistance there. And euro yen, something similar as well, but this one kind of is a little bit more messy. So I'm looking for a retest of this support level here, kind of just triple bottom this area, and then looking for the continuation, because the market here is still creating these higher lows, but it's just really just respecting that support. It's struggling to break through that resistance there as well. So with euro yen, it's still bullish bias for this one. The higher highs and higher lows are still pretty in sync. You can see the market broke through this structure on the left, and since then we've been creating all these higher lows. So I'm looking for another one, for another push to the upside, and looking for basically a push back into that resistance there at 146. So yeah, that's the plan there for euro yen. I do prefer pound yen, so I probably won't trade this opportunity if it does materialize. My focus will be on pound yen, hence it was a pair on my watch list. So pound yen I definitely do prefer out of the yen pairs. We're looking at NZJPY quite a lot yesterday. Wow, NZJPY is starting to recover quite nicely actually. NZJPY was dancing at this level here quite a lot. It was really just rejecting that place quite heavily. Wow, NZJPY just pushed there. Oh, okay, that was the prior hourly candle close. So yeah, NZJPY was quite messy. And it was starting to break underneath this resistance here, so I wasn't too much of a fan of NZJPY anymore. I was looking for a nice clean retest and a continuation. It still potentially could see some upside, but I definitely lost a little bit of love for NZJPY after breaking underneath that level. And again, I'm still looking to see if price can sustain that level and potentially break through that resistance, 84,400. Yeah, 84,400. And if we can break above that, then I think the analysis is back on, and we're looking for a push back to 85,200. So yeah, I'm still bullish on most yen pairs. Some yen pairs, I just don't like the price action, so I'm waiting for the reversal, like CAD yen and USJPY as well. You know, even though we are still creating higher highs and higher lows, I'm kind of waiting for these guys to reverse to take the sells, just because the buys are a little bit too corrective for me right now. But pound yen for me is the pick of the bunch. If you can see a nice little push down, and I'll be happy to take some longs. NZJPY is starting to look good again. If you can break through 84,400, that will look pretty decent. And ADJPY, I was keeping an eye on ADJPY this week too, but price absolutely melted through this level here. We were kind of testing a little bit during that Asian session, and then I think London kicked in. No, that was Asian session there. So that was late New York, and then price kicked in during the Asian session and absolutely broke through that level. So yeah, with ADJPY, I'm going to be taking a back seat with this one, because even though the structure is still there with the higher highs and higher lows, we're getting really corrective now, and this is borderline consolidation. So we'll just be taking a back seat with ADJPY. So yeah, my main focus will be with pound yen for some buying opportunities. Let me take a look at USD before I forget. What's going on with USD? Okay, USD still seeing some upside. Again, another dollar pair. It's an exotic currency, so it doesn't typically move as healthy as the other major pairs like Euro USD, Pound USD, and all those other dollar pairs. It's an exotic currency, so it's a little bit more sporadic, a bit more erratic. Thank you so much. Ooh, yeah, I'm not sure if I can pronounce that, but thank you so much for subscribing. So yeah, it's a lot more wicks about this one, but structure. Price action is price action. It's literally the same thing. It just has a slightly different characteristics than the other pairs, because there's just less participants in this market than in the majors. But nonetheless, we're still looking for a push back to the highs, maintaining that bullish structure. We have some really nice consolidation, breaking to the upside with good momentum. You can get some pullbacks onto that level there. That'll be a really nice buying opportunity at 18.25. Probably dropped maybe to like the 30-minute, really maximize that risk rewards. I mean, hourly looks good to be honest, but you could probably squeeze in the 30-minute as well. And yeah, looking for some buys to the upside. Keep it very simple. Stop loss underneath the zone. Push to back to where we came from, back to highs at 18.45. And yeah, just see that trend continue, because we have been pretty bullish for this one. Since this low here, price has been printing higher highs and higher lows. So yeah, just looking for that to continue. Nothing too crazy, nothing special at all. So yeah, USD I don't really look at this pair, but yeah, the buys look decent. If you can get a correction, of course, there's a chance that the market could just continue to fly. If that's the case, it's obviously a missed opportunity. But if it does have a correction, keep an eye out. The buys do look good back to 18.46, 0.45. So yeah, that's kind of my outlook on USD. Hopefully that made sense. Let's go through some more pairs. Okay, so let me actually try and catch up with some of the comments too. Okay, so Pound USD we'll take a look at as well. The problem actually still holding a position for that one. EuroCAD we'll take a look at. I missed the stop loss on UTC Chef, set mine at 9.25850. 9.28, how have you done that? Because UTC Chef is trading 0. Numbers, so everything's 0. So yeah, if you set your stop at 9.2850, your stop loss will be way up there. So yeah, I don't know how you've done that. Might want to correct that though. Matija, probably saying that wrong, but what's up? You're looking for pin bars and engulfing candles, sun, hour time frame when it comes to your yes. So when I'm looking at 4H zones, support resistance, I'm looking for mainly engulfing candles. Yeah, pin bars 100% will be looking for as well, but engulfing candles is probably about 90% of my entry signals. If you go through some of my trades on my Telegram channel, you see most of them. It's always a bullish engulfing, and mainly because bullish engulfing is very common, and they actually work pretty well as well. So that's why I focus a lot on bullish engulfings. But pin bars I will look at as well. But yeah, mainly engulfing candles. Better stay on one pair as euro. Yeah, I'm not sure what that means either. Better stay on one pair as euro. Do you mean just look at euro? Yeah, I'm not too sure. Amplify, what about pound yen? So like I said, with pound yen, looking for the buys on the retest of that structure. Make sure you check out my trading view, because I do post analysis on there every single week. So go and check that out if you haven't done already. Naz, what is up? I think UCCHF is now entry for buy, right? Yeah, I've actually entered the trade already, so I'm currently in that buy position on the 4H time frame. I did miss earlier entries on the hourly. I did miss getting on this candle here. Would have been nice. Would have just kind of doubled the risk reward almost. But yeah, I'm on the 4H time frame. Nonetheless, still a decent opportunity. Risk reward not as good, but the opportunity is pretty much the same thing. Stop loss underneath the zone. Really nice bullish engulfing candle. So I do like the entry signal we've seen here. And yeah, looking at a pushback to highs and then looking at a pushback to the high there as well. We've had the bigger breakout of this descending channel, and now we're looking for price just to continue that momentum to the upside, really. So yeah, I do agree with you. UCCHF looking good to enter. 4H time frame, have a slightly bigger stop loss, 59.2, so around 60 pips. We are looking at about a 200 pip target all the way to the highs there. And first TP is probably around 100, yeah, about 100 on the dot, really. Hello Deepak, welcome to the stream. Look at pound yen daily 2, could see a bigger move day coming up. Yeah, potentially. I mean, I'm focused on the 4H time frame on the retest of that level. All we're seeing right now is kind of a lot of dojis and a lot of small body candles, which obviously represents the consolidation we're seeing there on the lower time frames. But yeah, I mean, daily doesn't really change too much. We did have this big wick here retesting that support level, so we are looking for some downside to kind of counteract that. But yeah, the buys at 162 make a lot of sense for me. The structure looks good. I'm just looking to follow that momentum, but obviously need to break to the downside first. Right now, we're just seeing a lot of this consolidation, so not really too interested in this area, or I should say I'm not interested at all in this area. Waiting for a push down first, and then hopefully we can get some good rejections to take it back up again. Lewis, AJY opinions, if you haven't done it, I've been in it for 50 pips, secured half, expecting another 50 potentially. Okay, so I assume you're selling. AJY is looking pretty good to the downside, a lot of momentum. I did say earlier I was actually looking for some buys, didn't get it because the price was kind of retesting that support with not really much momentum, and the Asian session kicked in. We broke through really aggressively. So if you're looking for another 50 pips, are you talking about maybe a push to the bottom of that wick there? If I bring out the old measuring tool. So yeah, that's about 53, 54 pips. That's probably where you're talking about, which does make sense. Yeah, the market had a really nice melt there, so we're likely to see some retracement. But yeah, there's probably is a good chance we could probably take out that wick. We are testing some support now, so it probably wouldn't be it probably would make sense to take some partials. I think you just said that you're taking some profit. I think 50 pips secured. So yeah. So yeah, it does make sense to either go break even or take some profit right now after such a strong bearish move. But yeah, there's a good chance we probably could hit that wick as well. But yeah, I probably would expect to see some retracement sooner or later for AJPY. But it looks like the buyers are fading. Thank you so much, Yago, for subscribing. It looks like the buyers are fading. Support is getting broken here. And this bullish move here hasn't really seen any sign of continuation. Normally when you see such a strong bullish move like this, thank you so much E-Roll as well for subscribing. E-Roll for subscribing. So normally when you see impulse moves like this, you want to see correction, you want to see impulse again. We haven't seen any of that. The market's just been kind of still correcting, but falling to the downside. So we haven't seen the buyers come back and take control. So it does tell me that, okay, we probably are most likely going to take out this wick here, then probably see some upside. So yeah, it does look good. It does look good for AJPY. Really nice trade there, Lewis. Really nice trade. So yeah, like you said, you've got 50 bits secured. I'll just see out the trade, see out the plan. I would expect retracement, yes, but yeah, that wick does look good to go. Man United is the best team. Man United are weird. I don't know how they lost 7-0. It doesn't even make sense. Like, it doesn't make sense at all. They were so good, so clutch coming into the game. Just winning the cup as well, and then you go lose 7-0. I don't even understand it. And Liverpool have been trashed the whole season. So that result doesn't make any sense. But funny though. Tim, what lot size do you use? Again, I don't have a specific lot size. I use a pip calculator to calculate my lot size. because I don't use consistent stop loss sizes. Sometimes it will be like 80 pips, sometimes it'll be 100 pips, sometimes it'll be 40, 50. So I have to calculate my lot size for every trade. So yeah, there's no lot size that I just chuck on when I'm about to enter the trade. I have to whip out the old calculator, type in my stop loss size, what pair I'm trading on, and then I'll find out my lot size there. Euro USD, okay, we'll have a look see over that pair as well. I definitely missed out some pairs, haven't I? Euro CAD, I'll take a look as well, and I'll go for pound USD too. Yeah, same. I mainly just look at H4. It's less choppy. Yeah, I do agree as well. I mean, H4 you kind of miss out the noise as well in the lower time frames. It's not as effective with smaller fluctuations and news as well. So there's definitely benefits using the 4H to the low time frames, but then obviously benefits to use the low time frames in the 4H as well. So if you're focusing on more intra-week trading, almost swing trading style, then 4H is a really good time frame to use. If you're focusing more on day trading, then hourly and 50-minute, probably will be your best friend. But for me, I'm a bit more of an intra-week trader. I like to buy and sell within the week. So it doesn't matter if I have to hold a trade for a day or two. If I get into a trade on Tuesday, exit it by Thursday, happy days. Sometimes I will carry over the weekend as well. But yeah, I like to call myself a bit more of an intra-week trader, since I kind of just do my analysis for the week, trade within the week, and then restart again the following week after. And the 4H time frame does that very, very well. Okay, so gold, US 30, we'll take a look at Euro USD 2, Euro Pound. Yeah, I did actually exit trade in Euro Pound yesterday. Got taken out on break even, was in some shorts over the weekend. So I will do an update on that pair as well. Press the like button, guys. Thank you so much. And yeah, guys, if you are enjoying the stream, please be sure to hit the like button. It does really help out. HPR, what is up? Hope you're doing good. Welcome to the stream, bro. Much love how you do try to pronounce all the new subscribers' name. Yeah, and I know I'm doing a horrible job as well. I know I'm doing a horrible job too much. I do try, but yeah, sometimes I'm a bit out of my depth. Anus, what is up? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. Okay, so let me go through some of these pairs before I forget. So Euro USD, US 30, and gold, and then Euro Pound 2. We'll take a look. Okay, so like I said, it's still pretty bearish on Euro USD. We're still seeing lower lows and low highs, and I'm still looking at a move back down into this low here, 1.05. However, since then we've seen some retracement. We've seen some corrections. The market is still quite corrective with Euro USD. The market is still corrective, hence why I'm not really looking to trade it. I have a bearish bias, but like I said earlier in the stream, just because I have a bearish bias doesn't mean I have to look to sell the market. I'm waiting for the best trade opportunities, and in Euro USD, I'm not quite seeing that. It's still a decent level. With support and resistance, we've seen a few rejections of this level. It's obviously back there again, a nice rejection again. So it does make sense, and I still stand by. If you can hold below this level, I'm expecting a push down to 1.05. If you break through this level, then I'll definitely just fold my arms for Euro USD, stand back and just see what price does next, because I won't have a clear-cut bias. I'll definitely be a bit more neutral on Euro USD. But for now, I'm still looking for this move here. I've highlighted some targets here on the low time frames that could look for some decent targets to take some partials at. Manage your trade. Don't necessarily have to look for a big swing like that all the way to the lows here. There's multiple targets you can look for to take your profit out, or just exit the trades completely. So yeah, like I said on the low time frames, if you're looking to trade Euro USD, you want price to revisit the resistance so you can look to trade from it again, or start breaking to the downside and start forming some lower highs, and then you can look to get involved in some of these lower highs and get your stop loss above and start looking to trade that, something like this. So that would make a lot of sense, but first we need to see that move down, break through some structure, create some lower highs, and then we can hop into some sells. So this is just me speaking out loud. This obviously hasn't happened yet, but if we get something like this, it will be a really nice trade to get involved. But for now, we just need to see if Euro USD can hold this level. So if you're looking to get involved high, then theoretically up here would be the best place. You get a good stop loss, really maximize the risk rewards. If you're looking for a slightly better opportunity, maybe not as good as risk reward, but still good risk reward, and a higher probability opportunity, I'll wait for price to start pushing down first, wait for those pullbacks on lower time frames, and then look to get involved. And then you've got all these levels here to choose from for your targets. But yeah, Euro USD I'm still bearish. DXY I'm still bullish. DXY is still holding this support level here. So like I said earlier in the video, we haven't broken through any significant structure with the DXY. We're still respecting support here on the left. If DXY starts breaking through this, that's where things get quite interesting, and we might be seeing DXY have a bigger push to the downside. Again, DXY still has broken out of this bigger ascending channel, but DXY might want to have a bigger retracement. We might want to go and maybe retest this area here, which is actually a level I gave out last week, which is actually where I was expecting DXY to head to, but it started to create some support here. So we might even go retest 103.800 for a move to the upside. So all I can see for the DXY is that support's still holding, so I still do expect this, and obviously that does translate to some more downside for Euro. Expecting that. But yeah, you just want to wait for price to come up, give you a better opportunity to get involved in some sales, unless you want to trade on the 4H time frame, which in case that would be a good entry signal there. Really nice bearish engulfing, stop loss above the level, targets back down to that level there, still get a decent little 1 to 3 trade opportunity. So this is still a decent trade there for Euro USD. But yeah, I prefer USD a lot more, hence why I'm trading that one. We'll take a look at gold and US30. So US30 for this one, bearish bias, and actually we come into a very, very, very nice zone here for US30. So on my weekly analysis, not the week just gone, but the week before, I was speaking about US30s themselves for this one. I gave out 2 levels. This was the first level here, which we had a brief test of, and then we melted to the downside quite correctly. It didn't really melt, to be fair. It was kind of a slow decline. We tested that level, and then we had a slow move to the downside, retesting that support. But this is the second level that I gave out, which price is now testing, which is what I said is the better level anyway. A lot more confluence, a lot more meaningful level. Retesting some support that never got retested before, getting some really nice wick rejections here. So for me, for US30, definitely bearish bias and looking for a move to the downside here. After we broke through these higher lows here, looking for a move back to the downside where we came from, back to 32,500. So this here looks like a really good sell opportunity to me on the 4H time frame. Big wick there. If you can see some momentum coming through, that could be a nice little entry candle, and targets back down to where we came from at that low. So this is what I'm seeing for US30. It's kind of the same on most indices. I mean US 100 and US 500 especially. If I go to US 100, we're getting a retest of this level here. So again, last week I gave out 2 levels. This was one of them, and that was the second one. So again, this is looking like a good sell opportunity here, up at that level, stop loss above, looking for a move back down to these lows here. This is like a good trade opportunity, and the S&P 500 as well, retesting this level here as well. This is like a really good sell opportunity. So for me, all the indices, US 500, US 30, and US 100, all lining up for very similar trading opportunities. And again, I've not recommended taking all of them because they're pretty much the same trade. They pretty much do similar things. Just pick the best one, fits your analysis well, that you agree with, and look to trade that one. But US 500, US 30, US 100, all looking pretty good, and we're all looking for a move back down there. Potentially getting that lower high, hasn't quite tested the trend line there as US 500. That one hasn't quite done it either, but nonetheless, still at really good areas where I do expect to see a decline. So yeah, that's my analysis for the indices. I'll take a look at gold as well. I've had a few requests for gold. So where's gold? So yeah, gold, looking at some downside for this one. I'm pretty bullish on gold, but I'm not too sure if I'll get the buys this week unless we see some really strong momentum. I do think there could be some short-term sell opportunities. So if I do drag this across just a little bit, whip out the old sell risk to reward tool, you can see here, this is kind of the sell opportunity that I'm looking at for gold. So what we've seen here for gold is some really nice bearish structure here on the left, some lower lows and lower highs. Last week we did see a big push to the upside, breaking through structure here on the left. So Theoretically, we could be looking at the reversal, hence why I'm looking at some buys down here for this big inverse head and shoulder. So as you can see, looking at something like this, hence why I'm looking to buy that right shoulder area there. But in the meantime, there might be some nice sells because we've just broken through this level. It looks like the market's about to break back underneath. This hick looks like just a fake out, taking some stop losses above this level here with that fake out, getting back below, obviously retesting the level. That will be where you want to look for your entries and looking for some shorts. You've got a nice little target there. You've got some targets here, but nonetheless, some sells underneath. 1845 look good. Fake the level, back underneath, retest, looking for the follow through to the downside, and then I'll be looking for some longs down here around 1825, 1824 to go long on gold. So yeah, my bias for gold is bullish, but I'm only looking at longs down here, so I do need to see quite a big hefty move to the downside before I start looking to buy gold. But for now, if you can get back underneath that level, see a nice 4H close underneath that, I do think the sells on the retest will look good. Again, probably want to drop to maybe the hourly time frame for your entries there, or maybe 30-minute as well. And yeah, you got a really nice level to target, 1825. Even this low here looks good as well. Even that low there looks good as well. So yeah, my bias for gold is bearish for the time being, but then we'll be looking at some longs for the bigger move to the upside if we can sustain that level, of course, because I do need to see some higher lows for me. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at for gold. Nothing right now, but if you can break through, shorts do look good. Is anyone trading gold at the moment? Euro pound, I did say I'll take a look at that one, so I'll take a look at Euro pound. Melbert, what is up? Hello me, can we follow your trading plan? I am beginner. Again, my trading plan is tailored towards me, to my weakness and strengths. I do share my trading setups on Telegram. Obviously, I share it on stream as well, so you can follow my trades. But the biggest advice I would have to give you is to create your own trading plan, because the way you trade might be different to the way I trade. Even if you do trade the same strategy or the analysis I do, your strengths and weaknesses will be different as well, and how you manage your trades as well. So you feel free to follow my trades and see what trades I get into, and take part in the trades if you want to. Probably trade on a demo account. Probably don't want to be risking actual money if you're still a beginner. You still want to get up to grips with analysis and entering and managing trades and exiting trades, taking losses, taking wins. So that is definitely your number one objective as a beginner. But yeah, feel free to follow through if you want to. But my biggest tip for you would be just focusing on just trading yourself, getting out there, making mistakes, making losses. Learn from them, because obviously that's the whole point from it, and start to build your own trading plan, because that's what's going to be the core thing keeping you going through trading. But yeah, feel free to follow through my trades if you want to as well. My Telegram is linked in the description. Thank you so much, Simran, for subscribing. My Telegram is linked in the description, where I post setups there as well. And obviously check out the Trading View as well. I do post setups there weekly too. But yeah, we'll go take a look at Euro Pound, because Euro Pound, I was actually in a trade. Well, gold's starting to push now. I wasn't actually in a trade coming into the week with this guy, but it came back and took me out of break even. This one did want to play ball. We're seeing some really nice price action. It was consolidating for a couple of days, and I know it was a little bit annoying because there was a few people trading Euro Pound with me, and yeah, it was consolidating. But yeah, that's what you're going to get on the 4H time frame. The consolidation wasn't too bad if you look at it. Yeah, in hindsight, it was just a few candles here, but obviously because each candle represents 4 hours worth of price action, it was a long time. But in terms of just candlesticks, it wasn't really much. But yeah, Euro Pound, I hopped into a sell trade here. My stop loss was above. As you can see, really nice bearish engulfing candle there. Was looking for the retest of some structure. We had a really nice trend line coming into play there, and a really nice fib level as well, retesting 0.786. Nice little spike into that zone. So I was just basically looking for the next lower high. We had one over here, market dropped to the downside from another lower high there. So I was looking to anticipate the third lower high forming, for a revisit of this level of support down here. So that was the trade idea I had. My first target was at this structure here, because I knew that we had such a strong impulse move here to the upside. There is a possibility that we could have a correction, retest that structure, and actually go bullish. So it's important to look at your trades from both a bullish and bearish perspective, not to trade both ways, but just to say, okay, if I'm going to sell here, where's the most logical place for me to put my take profit, where potentially buyers might be looking to push price higher? Okay, this is a level, if I was to buy, this would make sense. Okay, that's the level I'm going to place my take profit. Might not be the complete take profit, might be the first take profit, or might just be a place where you move your stop loss to break even. But you do want to put yourself in a buyer's seat and kind of just see what they will do, because that will save you a lot of pain, trying to push trades way too far, and seeing price reverse on you. Because again, in a Forex market, we don't trend too much. Forex markets trend about 30% of the time, or 40% of the time. Can't remember the exact statistic. It's around 40% of the time they trend, and 60 to 70% of the time they consolidate. So if the market consolidates 60 to 70% of the time, why are you trying to push your trade so far when most likely it's going to hit a support or hit a resistance level and start rebouncing and going back against you? So it's important to know where you want to take your profits and know where you want to start managing your trades. But nonetheless, we did react to this level. This is where I secured some partials and went break even. And I was hoping to see price break through this, Monday, and just keep going south and retest the support level. Obviously, Euro Pound did not do that. It respected this level of support, bounced up, and then took me out of the trade there with that big bullish candle. I was actually looking to see if we can get the double top and potentially look back for some re-entries. But we just weren't getting sufficient price action. Back at these highs here, it was very small candlesticks, and then we came into the 8-inch session and price was kind of moving sideways, and it was actually retesting the trend line as support. Big wick there to the downside. We actually used this level here as support, and just the other way, used that as support there. So that actually told me that there was actually a bigger chance Euro Pound's going to go higher and actually suddenly come back lower again. So yeah, for Euro Pound, if you're looking at buys, above this level looks really good for buys, because at that point we've broken through the trend line, we've broken through the structure, and we're seeing some higher lows being printed now. So if you can break through this, retest it, probably get another higher low in here. So you've got one down here, you got a second one, third one, fourth one. That will look for a really nice buy opportunity there on the retest of that structure, and then you got a nice little take profit level all the way up there, or even this high there. It just depends how far you want to push it, but both make sense. So that's kind of the best opportunity I can see now for Euro Pound. I'm not looking for sales anymore. We're starting to retest the trend line, retest some structure. The higher lows are present. We're still seeing impulse momentum to the upside. So I'm still viewing this as a correction of this impulsive move. So I don't want to be looking to sell anymore. But if you break through the resistance here, see some new highs, maintain that bullish structure of those higher lows, the retest there does make a lot of sense. You can get a good entry signal, stop loss below the zone, and just trade it back to where you came from, back to the highs. Because it looks like this overall bullish trend here is still looking to continue. The sales I had there were counter trend, looking to see if you can catch possibly a reversal. Obviously, it doesn't look like it's likely at the moment, so you could just be seeing this overall uptrend continue and a push back to those highs there. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at for Euro Pound. Okay, so pound yen, I'll go over that one as well. Excuse me. Pound USD, I did say I'll go over that one. Completely forgot. So yeah, pound USD still short on this guy, still holding most of my position. I've taken off some profit here and taken off some profit there, but my main target is this level here. So I'm still nursing the trade and hoping to see we can get down there and break even, so there's no risk on the table. So I'm just gonna let this one go. It's consolidating, so I don't really have a clear-cut bias anymore for pound USD, but I'm still in the trade, so I'm just gonna still have to see it through. Sometimes trades do this, where they just kind of mess around, and sometimes they eventually break lower, and happy days, sometimes they mess around and actually break higher. It'd be like that sometimes. But for pound USD, I still have the overall bearish bias because we double top there and the lower highs. But if I wasn't in the trade here, I would not be looking to trade it. I'll be kind of just staying put, seeing what happens next. Because the fact that we've respected this support level 3 times now, we haven't seen any lower lows, is not a good sign from a bearish standpoint. So it's not a market that I want to be jumping into some sells to, because the buyers are starting to hold firm. So yeah, even though I do favor the bears, it's just not an opportunity which I would advocate getting into. Market's consolidating. We've got some strong highs up here, strong lows. Market's kind of just messing around in this area here right now as well. So pound USD, if you're looking to get into some trades, you want to focus on getting in high and getting low. If you're looking at buys, this level looks okay. We tested it a few times now, and obviously the level up there as resistance. Tested it a couple times now. Probably will see another reaction again. So if you're looking to trade pound USD, Euro USD, pound USD, sorry. You just want to see some upside or some downside. You want price to come back to an area of value, an area where we've got a good edge, where you can put a safe stop loss. Stop loss here or stop loss here is not safe for pound USD. You can be easily a victim to fluctuation of price just messing around, wicks lower, might wick higher, might do something like this. So stop loss there is not really safe. Here is safer. It's not perfectly safe. The market's not perfect. We can still get faked out, but at least if we do see the fake out and come back in, we know that okay, we've just seen a big fake out, we can get back in there, another stop loss above, and probably profit on that next move. And if you do see a breakout, it's because we were wrong in the first place and we're actually looking to trade higher. So yeah, stop loss above here will make a lot more sense. That's where I had my stop loss. My stop loss is now here. We'll see what happens with pound, but yeah, there's just no good opportunity. Even in the lower time frames, there's just no good opportunity I can see here on pound USD. You need to wait for some more price action to develop, and there might be something better late in the week. So I've said that a couple times now, where I haven't been liking price action. Then in 24 hours, I'm actually getting into a trade, and that happened both times here with pound USD. I shorted up here, price was not looking good, and then we had some really good rejections, some good price action, and then I got into a trade, profited on that move, and then came back into this move. I said I wasn't liking it. Then we had a really nice strong push into the level, big rejection. It gave me a really good entry signal, got into the trade, and obviously that trade's looking okay now. So things can change very quickly in the market in the space of 24 hours. So I might be saying something completely different by this time tomorrow. But yeah, safe to say, as in for right now, I'm not seeing any good opportunities here for pound USD. And yeah, pound yen, looking at buys for this one, still consolidating, but this is the level which I'm interested in getting involved at. So I need to see some downside. For pound yen before I look to do anything. Again, there'll be some stop losses below here, stop losses above there. I'm looking for a move down, test my level, and then looking for the move up. Very, very simple, but it requires patience, because a lot of people will be trying to get involved in this area here. Which, yeah, if you like trading ranges, then obviously feel free, and you've got a profitable strategy trading ranges, obviously feel free to do that. But for me, in my analysis on this channel, on this stream, and in my personal trading, I focus on trading trending market conditions and market conditions where we got clear either bullish or clear bearish structure. Here I can see clear bullish structure, but I need price to come down one more time before I start looking for some entries. Anything in here is just me trying to rush the process, because if I buy here, I'm just kind of hoping we break out lower, or even if I sell here, I'm kind of hoping we break out highs, or even if I sell here, I'm hoping we break out lower. So it's kind of just a hope game more than we've got good price action or good analysis. So yeah, just waiting to see if we can get this move here. I'll wait to see if I can get some good rejections, some good price action. Then yeah, I'll look to go long for pound yen and targets. Maybe back to the high of the resistance, back to this level, or maybe even back to highs up here. We'll see what we get. But that's the opportunity I am looking at for pound yen. Oil we'll take a look at as well. Richard, what is up? Hope you're doing good. Welcome to the stream. Anus Bro, which lot size calculator do you use? I use FXCM. Yeah, FXCM. Just type pip calculator, FXCM on Google, and it should be the first thing that comes up. But yeah, that's the calculator I use. Pretty simple. You enter your pair you're trading, you enter the stop loss size, and then you enter the lot size you want to use, and obviously the currency you're trading in: pound, dollar, euro. I think it's only got three. Yeah, pound, euro, dollar. And then yeah, it will tell you the value of how much you're risking on the trade. On what days do you trade during the week? I trade on all days, Monday to Friday, but it just depends on what setup falls. If I get a setup, it falls on Monday, I take a trade on Monday. If it falls on Thursday, I take a trade on Thursday. So there is no preference. There is no preference to what day as to which I trade on, because if I'm a swing trader, I hold trades for multiple days. So there isn't really a favorable day for me to trade on. However, I'm actually liking trading on Fridays, or at least the market moves quite well for me on Fridays. I'm seeing that happen more and more often now, which is a little bit interesting. But yeah, I don't have a specific day which I favor. I just trade whenever I get an opportunity. Fed news still there is the only issue for sells and buys staying away for now. Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, we do have, let me actually go through the economic calendar real quick, because I did look at it last night, but I just need to remind myself, because we do have, what do we have, like, have some sort of speech or something at 3. So yeah, we got, Fed testimony at 3. So that's London time, 3 p.m. London time, about 3 hours and 20 minutes now. It says high impact on my FX book, so it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. I am in $2 positions, obviously long on USD and short on pound USD. So I'm going to be very interested to see what happens with dollar this week. And we do have NFP on Friday. We didn't have it last week. I'm not too sure why we didn't have it last week, because we normally have it every the first Friday of the month. That's just like a standard thing. NFP, it always happens on the first Friday every month. But last Friday didn't happen. I'm not too sure why. It's done that before. I do remember seeing that happen before, where it didn't happen on the first Friday. I have no idea why. But anyway, we do have NFP on Friday, so I might still be in both positions by then. I mean, hopefully I will be, because that means prices move my direction. So I will be glued to the screen to see what happens during NFP. And we've got Bank of Canada tomorrow, interest rate decision as well, so that should be interesting. I'm not in any CAD pairs. I'm not really eyeing up any CAD pairs either. So actually, apart from USD CAD, but I'm not too sure if I'll see that retracement. USD CAD was the final pair which I had on my watch list coming into the week. If I whip that out right now, so yeah, USD CAD was the final pair which I had on my watch list coming into the week. Looking for some long is down at 1.34727, but yeah, it doesn't look like we're going to get that retracement. So yeah, I'd probably just leave USD CAD alone. I'll happily set an alert down here, but I'm not sure if we'll come down there. I mean, USDCHF and USD CAD are very similar opportunities. USDCHF has done the retracement, whereas USD CAD just hasn't. So I'll probably just put this on the back seat for now. If it does come back down there, obviously I'll be interested, but I'm not too sure if we will. So yeah, we'll see how that one plays out. But yeah, I mean, as to my watch list going forwards, I think pound yen will be at the top there. Hopefully we can actually break lower, and then I'll be interested in that. I'll keep an eye on NZJPY. If you can break above 84,400, I'll keep an eye on that, because there could be some nice longs there. UAD, that one's gone. So yeah, there's no trade for me. I'm not looking to sell at resistance. I know a few people have been mentioning UAD, but this is the only opportunity I'm looking at. Coming into the week, I was talking about some buys on 1.56. Never got the buys there. So obviously never got the retest of the buys there. The market started flying to the upside. So the next best opportunity I can see is some retracement to retest the prior high here at 1.58, come back, retest that level, and I'll be happy to go long again. It's not really in my plan to go against the trend, go against momentum. So even though EUR/AUD is testing some really strong resistance here on the left, I'm never going to be looking to sell that. Again, not to say that we can't sell off from there. It's just that it's just not a high probable opportunity for my personal trading and my trading style. This is the high probability opportunity that I'll take. This is not one of them. So yeah, EUR/AUD is testing some resistance up around 1.6. It could pull back and respect the level. It's just not a trade opportunity that I'll look for. I'd rather be waiting for a retest of the structure here, retest 1.58, and then potentially go long there and take it back to highs. Because obviously this trade opportunity does not look like it's going to be happening. So this is now the next best level. Looking for some pullbacks. You know, we are really starting to rip to the upside now as well. So the momentum is really coming back into the market, which is a big tick. And now we're just looking for some healthier corrections and looking to buy it back up further. So yeah, that's the plan for EUR/AUD. I'll take a look at EuroCAD. I did sell a look at EuroCAD ages ago, but I completely forgot. So yeah, EuroCAD looking at some. Yeah, not looking at anything. I was about to say looking at some sells, but we are not looking at some sells at all. So yeah, EuroCAD hasn't really changed too much from my analysis last week, and my analysis last week was there's nothing to do. Thank you so much, Emmanuel, for subscribing. Much appreciated. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed so far during the stream today. Much appreciated for all the newbies coming onto the stream. And yeah, if you have liked the stream as well, I do really appreciate that. We hit a new like record on our last stream on Thursday. It was like 140 likes on a stream. Never hit a number as high as that before, so I really am grateful for everyone who liked the stream, whoever likes this stream as well. But yeah, EuroCAD analysis has not changed. It has not changed. It's still consolidating. So I'm just waiting to see what happens. Can we get a breakout? Because we've obviously had this humongous move to the upside. Is the market just taking a breather? Is it having a big correction to continue again? Or is it looking for a reversal? Either way, I don't really care. Because either way would be probably a good opportunity, either way. If you get the reversal, I probably would say I would prefer the reversal, because the fact that we've had such a huge move does tell me that we probably won't have such a huge move if you do break to the upside. There probably will be some good buys, yes, but I don't expect it to last too far. Whereas if you get the reversal, I would probably expect price to come exactly where we came from, all the way back down here. But nonetheless, the buys will still probably give us, a couple decent trade opportunities. Here there might be a few more and maybe bigger trades as well. But you will probably still find, just as good opportunities either which way. So yeah, EuroCAD for me, I'm looking at a big consolidation here. And there's nothing to do within here. Sure, there is a slight uptrend here to the upside. The market is starting to push higher. So if you're really trying to find a trade, maybe pull back onto this level here. You might find a nice buy opportunity, maybe back to the high of the resistance or the high of the range. But yeah, that's kind of the best I can see with EuroCAD. And I'm a big advocate of not trading inside consolidation. If you are going to trade consolidation, if you are going to trade a range, stick to the highs, stick to the lows. If you're going to trade consolidation, do not trade in the middle of that. That's where the most indecision is, and that's just where you don't really have too much of an edge. As retail traders, we want to focus where our edge is at. Up high, we have an edge there, because typically the market is going to respect highs. If it does break higher, then we can look for the retest and continue. Here, we don't really have too much edge, because it's more 50-50. We might go up, we might go down. Here we do have an edge, because we have support, most likely going to reject it. If we do break lower, we look for the retest and we can go short. Here we might trend up a little bit, we might trend back down, we might break through some structure, we might retest some structure. It's more indecisive. So you want to be focusing down here or up there. So which is why I'm not a fan of this opportunity. Yes, there's some slight bullish trend to it, but because of where we're trading within the market structure we're trading within the range, it's not very, very favorable. So not to say that it won't work or we can't find some decent buys. We might come down a little bit deeper, might test this level here, might do something like this as well. So again, not to say that these buys won't work, it's just that we're in the middle of a range, so it's not a favorable opportunity for me. Hence why I'm not looking at EuroCAD. So yeah, that's kind of the best I can see for now. But the main thing I'm looking for EuroCAD is the breakout, either up or down, and then I'll look to follow that momentum in the future. And I think those would be some really, really nice opportunities to follow. I'll take a look at oil. Someone did recommend that a while ago. It's coming back to me, EuroCAD, oil. We'll take a look. No problem, Melba. Happy to help. Richie, watching NZC Chef compared to UTC Chef. What's your take? NZC Chef compared to UTC Chef. Well, I'm trading UTC Chef, so I'm looking for buys. Well, I'm not looking for buys. I'm in a buy, so I'm looking for the market to go up. Whereas NZC Chef, I don't have a bias. This is a trade idea that I mapped out earlier that potentially could come into fruition. It's just basically looking at the head and shoulder, left head and the right shoulder. That's probably the best opportunity I can spot. Other than that, I'm just waiting for more price action. I'm not seeing a good opportunity here. So there is no kind of NZC Chef versus UTC Chef for me. Sure, you might be looking at both pairs, thinking which one should you trade. For me, it's a no-brainer for my analysis and for my strategy. UTC Chef, as there's a lot more clarity here. We've broken out this descending channel. We're looking for our next higher low here, and we retested some key structure, retesting a really nice fib level there as well, with a strong bullish candle giving me a nice entry signal. So for me, it's a no-brainer there for UTC Chef. We're looking at buys for this one. TP back to that first resistance, second TP up at that second resistance there. And yeah, looking for a move to the upside. Whereas NZC Chef, I can't really make too much sense of it. I do favor downside because of what the structure is doing on the higher time frames. So if I zoom out, we are selling off very, very slowly. So I do favor the sells. But yeah, I think that's the best I can see for NZC Chef. I wouldn't look to buy it just because it's at support. I want to flow with the direction of the market, flow with momentum. And the momentum for me is still bearish, so that sell could be decent, but yeah, UTC Chef, are more than happy just focus on that position and see where that takes me. Yeah, not to say that this will win, this could potentially lose as well, but I'll just more, I'll be more than happy to take a loss with this position and get into a trade with NZC Chef and take a loss there where I don't really have set requirements, meet my rules, and meet my strategy. So yeah, hopefully that answered your question. No problem, Melba. Would you say 4H is better time frame to trade? No, not necessarily. Again, we're in the market to pull a profit from the market sustainably. And you have to address, what your current situation is within your life. Is the 4H a better time frame for you to trade based on its intervals? Is it, I don't know, if you're in school or if you've got a job? 4H time frame does work well for a lot of people because it's a slightly longer time frame to play out. You can also work a job, you can also go to school and still trade in the 4H time frame. It's not too demanding of your time. But if you've got a bit more free time, maybe in a London session, New York session, or whatever session, then you can drop to lower time frames and day trade. So there is no better time frame to trade on. There's just specific time frames that have specific speeds, slower than others. Some are faster than others, but there is no one time frame that's just better to do everything on. For me, 4H I work very well with in terms of the intervals, in terms of utilizing the hourly time frame. In terms of its pace, I really do like the 4H time frame, so that's where I focus most of my analysis on. I drop to the hourly to trade it, or take it on the 4H as well. But yeah, there is no one good time frame. They're all the same thing, just on different, different intervals. The hourly, 4H, daily, it's all showing us the same information, just chopped up into different intervals. And you can pick whichever interval you want to trade. Okay, so USD, I'm seeing that requested a lot. We'll take a look. JPY, haven't really looked at that one too much detail. We'll take a look as well. Natural gas, we'll take a look as well. No problem. So yeah, natural gas. Take a look at oil. Let's have a look at oil. So oil, natural gas, JPY, USD. Okay, so first I'll take a look at oil because I did read that one out a while ago. So oil, what's going on with oil? Oil has actually come back to the area I was talking about last week. So oil, a few people looking to trade oil, and I was favoring some sells up here. I still have a bearish bias for oil, even though it's been quite corrective, mainly because we're still, slowly but surely trending to the downside. The lower highs are still very prominent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, kind of together. Potentially 8 there as well. So we're kind of testing a lot of resistance now, but resistance is still holding. So this is why we still favor sells. And yeah, this is a good place to sell. A good place to sell up high. We're just about taking those highs out. You've got a safe stop loss just above here, and looking for a move to the downside. Best case scenario would probably be back down to these lows here, but this is definitely a key level to look at, to take profit at, and even some of these minor lows here as well. If you just want to hold the trade for shorter term, this makes a lot of sense as well. These lowers, these higher lows as the market went up. But yeah, for me, oil looks pretty good. Oil looks pretty good for some longs, for some shorts. Sorry, mix up my words. Oil looks good for some shorts. Retesting 80, really nice level, double topping at those highs. We're seeing some nice momentum. That could be a nice little entry candle on the 4H if that closes, similar to how it's looking right now. Still got 2 hours left before it closes, so a lot can happen. But if you can look something like that, that'd be a really good entry signal, and trade it back down to where we came from. That'll make a lot of sense there. Thank you so much, Junior, for subscribing. Much appreciated. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at for oil. I'm bearish from this one. We're at resistance, rejecting resistance. We're looking for a push back down. You can see the higher time frames very consistent with these lower highs. So as long as we don't break structure, hence break through resistance, I'm expecting price to hold this level and come straight back down. 74 we're looking at, and then finally 70, which is our prior swing low of the market. But yeah, all I can see right now is more downside for oil. More downside for oil. I'll take a look at natural gas, gold, JPY and USD. We've got about 5 minutes left, so I'll go through those pairs. And I'll take a look at Euro USD again as well to end it. Okay, so natural gas. So natural gas. That is a gap and a half. Did not see that. Last time I looked at natural gas was last week. We were kind of trading around here. That's a huge move up there on Friday and huge move back down. You would not be a happy bunny if you were buying natural gas on Friday, trying to hold it over the weekend, and then that happened. Yeah, that's not kind at all. But yeah, natural gas. We said we're looking at a reversal for this one. It's not 100% reversal just yet, but we're looking to look at that reversal because the market has been very, very overextended here to the downside. You can see we've been falling hardcore for the past few weeks now, and we've had this really nice climatic sell-off to the downside, and we're looking at potentially a bit of an inverse head and shoulder pattern forming here. What's going over there? Left head, there we go. So looking at a bit of an inverse head and shoulder pattern forming. So I said some buys will be looking good down at this level, kind of broken back underneath this level here. This would have looked good for some buys, but we're broken back underneath. So if you can get back above it, some buys could look good there, but more importantly, buys down here look even better. It's a similar opportunity to gold, which we'll take a look at next. But yeah, we're looking at a move to the upside here for natural gas. Broken structure, really nice momentum. Come back to some key areas. I do think buys will be looking good. Obviously, wait for confirmations. Don't just jump straight in. When I do create these trade ideas, these are the levels that look good to trade from. But I'm also waiting for confirmation. So there's a possibility price might come down and just break straight through if we don't get any entry conditions or entry confirmation. Sorry. So you want price either to break back above and then get the buys there, or come back lower give us that right shoulder, and then we look to buy it back up. But in terms of bias, looking for the reversal for natural gas, seeing some really nice momentum, really nice impulse momentum, looking for the correction and then move back up again. So this is the kind of the two opportunities that make a lot of sense, and targets, you can look at highs, as opposed to some other levels here. But yeah, if you are going to get that reversal, you would expect price to revisit these highs and go further, of course. Gold. So like I said, gold looking at something a little bit similar. We've got the inverse head and shoulder here as well, left shoulder, heads, and looking at the right shoulder forming here for move to the upside. So these are the buys that I'm interested in. And the sells, it looks like we are starting to break through this level. I did say if we can get a nice 4H close underneath, that would be nice. And basically looking for the retest, because this looks like the market's just basically had a big fake out. This is the 1845 level. The market's retested it a few times. This is looking like a fake out. If you get back underneath, retest it, that would be a nice little place to sell from. And you've got some clear targets there down at 1825. Potentially that level there if that doesn't hold. If that does start to hold and see some good rejections, I'll be more than happy to let's go long and take it back to these highs here on the left. So this is kind of the idea I'm looking at for gold. This might not even materialize till next week. Depends how long this takes to play out. So in the meantime, shorts look good. If you can get back underneath the level, retest it, wait for some confirmations. And that's a nice little level there. That's a level there. And if that breaks, you can even look to target that low there too. So I hope that made sense there for oil. Not oil, gold. So I said I'll take a look at Euro USD, NZD USD as well. So NZD USD, NZD USD, like I said, shorts look okay for this one. We are still seeing these lower highs. It's a little bit corrective, so it's not my favorite pair in the world. But if we were to retest this level here, stop loss above the level look good, and then looking for a move to the downside, you probably want to drop to maybe the 30-minute or the 50-minute time frame to maximize your risk to reward there. But this is kind of the opportunity I'm looking at. Retest that structure, looking for that third lower high, a push back to the prior low. That's a horrible line. Push back to the prior low, and then back to these lows here. So this is what I'm looking at for NZD USD. Again, still pretty bullish on the dollar pair. So NZD USD, Euro USD, Pound USD, expecting downside. USD CHF, USD CAD, expecting upside. So this is kind of what I'm looking at for NZD USD. If you're not already in the trade, you want price to pull back at least. And Euro USD, still trading at the same level. Looking for a move back down to 1.05. So again, like I said, this is a good 4H entry there. Stop loss just above the level, looking for a move back down. And if you're looking at the lower time frames, you want price either to retest the highs or give you a nice impulse down, correction, and then you can look to hop in with a stop loss somewhere. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at for those pairs. Hopefully that made sense. Like I said, I'm still in Pound USD. Oh, that's not Pound USD. Still in Pound USD shorts. Looking like we're picking up some momentum now. So hopefully we can go and retest the lows there by the end of the week. And also in USD CHF, which is hopped on that 4H candle. Hopefully we can pick up some momentum and a push into that resistance there as well. And looking for a move into that second TP, which is my end goal for the trade, into 0.595 300. So yeah, that's the end of the stream, guys. There are a few pairs I'll keep my eye on. As JPY, if you can break through those highs, pound yen, if you get a retest of that structure, I'll keep my eye on as well. UAUD is kind of gone, to be fair. So those are kind of the two main pairs I'm looking at. Thank you so much, Rosarina. Yeah, I'm saying that wrong. I'm just gonna call you Rosa. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at coming into the week. I did say on my Telegram that it's not looking like the best of weeks in terms of the price action, the opportunities I'm seeing. I'm seeing a lot of half-hard opportunities that look okay. Nothing that really looks, spectacular. USD did look good, hence why I'm in that trade. Pound yen looks good as well. UAUD did look good, but obviously didn't get the correction after. And some of the other pairs a little bit hit and miss. So I'm not too sure if I'll take many trades this week. Obviously, I've taken one already. That could be it for the week, or we might get another one if things develop a little bit differently. Obviously, if I do get anything, I'll let you guys know in my Telegram channel. So the link in the description to that. I'll post any trade setups I get there, and also check out my trading view as well if you haven't done already. But thank you so much for coming onto the stream, guys. Thank you for everyone who has liked the stream, and subscribed as well. If you came a little bit late, please be sure to go back and check the stream because man's going through it. Yeah, thank you so much, March. Yeah, I've gone through so many pairs, to be fair. Most pairs that people recommend I've normally already gone through. No problem, Richard. Thank you so much for coming on the stream. Yeah, we do have news at 3, so make sure to keep an eye out that. For USD, I'm in 2 USD pairs, so I will be keeping an eye on that. Richie, thank you so much for coming on the stream as well. No problem, McLean. Thank you so much for coming onto the stream. Yeah, okay, so I'll catch you guys tomorrow. I will be live again tomorrow, of course. Yeah, so if you haven't done already, make sure you subscribe, drop a like. I will be live again tomorrow. If I do get into any trades, I'll post it on my Telegram. But nonetheless, have a fantastic guys. Have a fantastic day. I was about to say having fantastic guys. Have a fantastic day, guys. Stay aware of the news if you are trading any dollar pairs or just trading any pairs in general. But you guys have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all tomorrow.